Good evening, everyone. It is a Thursday evening, May the 9th. And I'm sitting here just doing a video. I want to do a video about Ariel Castro. And I'm sure that everybody has heard by now who Ariel Castro is. Ariel Castro, you see Mr. Furley in the background. Ariel Castro kidnapped the 3 women in Cleveland, Ohio. Actually, only one of them was a woman when he kidnapped her, and that was, I believe, Michelle Knight. She was 20 years old when she was kidnapped. She was, I believe, was the first one kidnapped. The second one kidnapped was Amanda Berry, and it was the day before her 17th birthday. She was leaving work from Burger King, and that's when he kidnapped her. What a horrible way to spend your 17th birthday. The third girl that was kidnapped was Gina DeJesus. She was 14 when she was kidnapped. Even though all 3 of these girls were kidnapped and in the same house, they lived separate lives because they were all in separate bedrooms. At first, he kept them in the basement. He moved them up from the basement to the 2nd floor and kept them all 3 in separate rooms and kept them in chains. During this time, of course, they were being raped, of course. And a lot of times they said that he would starve them. Amanda Berry became pregnant and delivered a child by him. It was said that she delivered the child in a kiddie pool. And he had put her in that child's pool to catch the placenta and all the blood. Therefore, have no evidence on any of the rugs or the floors. He made Michelle Knight deliver Amanda's baby. Shortly after Michelle delivered Amanda's baby, the baby stopped crying and stopped breathing. Ariel Castro told Michelle that if Amanda's baby died, that he would kill her too. The baby lived. The baby is now 6 years old. Michelle says that she became pregnant by him 5 times, and that on each time that he would tell her she was not allowed to become pregnant, and he would starve her for weeks on end, and then when she would start to show, he would repeatedly punch her in the stomach until she miscarried. Therefore, I think murder charges can be brought too. Why don't they charge him with murder? They have charged him, I think, with 4 counts of kidnapping, 3 counts of rape. He's in jail on a $8 million bond. I believe it's $2 million per girl. And they are charging him with kidnapping the 6-year-old too, even if it does turn out to be his child, because even if it's in your own home, you holding somebody against their will, that's kidnapping. And he did hold this little girl against her mother's will. Neighbors say that they only saw the little girl a few times. He would take her out to the backyard, and sometimes he would take her to the park. And when they would ask him who she was, he would say that it was his girlfriend's daughter. They are looking into what happened to these babies, you know, that Michelle was pregnant with, because, of course, if she was starting to show, these babies were formed. She miscarried. They're talking about looking in the backyard, digging up the backyard where this house is, to look for any signs of fetuses and afterbirth and such like that. It's sad that Amanda, I think it's Amanda's mom, died back several years ago from pancreatitis, thinking that that she would never see her daughter again. What is that? Sylvia Browne. Sylvia Browne is the world-renowned psychic that used to be on Montel Williams all the time. She had those long fingernails, and she claimed she could tell you what was going on. she talked to Amanda Berry's mother one time and had told Amanda Berry's mother that Amanda was dead. So Sylvia Browne's taking a lot of heat for this now, as well she should, because I can see her with those long fingernails saying, "She's gone, honey. She's gone. She's gone." I can hear her saying that. And Amanda was not gone. In fact, Amanda was in the house. He let them watch some TV, and it'd be on the news when they would have their families be holding vigils and stuff for them and talking about them on the news about being gone. He would let them watch that. So they were devastated and heartbroken, you know, that their families were so mortified and still upset about their absence. So, you know, and possibly talked about them even being dead. He was a school bus driver. He'd gotten in trouble one time for leaving a child on the bus. The neighbors said that he was no different. Actually, he was just a quite boring guy. There was nothing that stood out about him, you know. And Charles Ramsey is the man who rescued Amanda Berry, thus rescuing the other girls. He was eating his McDonald's, and he said he heard someone screaming for help. He went over there, and all he saw was a hand out the door, and couldn't get the door open. So him and some other guy had to kick the door in, and she came running out to him. And so her and her little girl came running out. They called 911. She did tell 911 that her name was Amanda Berry, and she'd been kidnapped for 10 years, and that she said, "I'm here now. I'm free now." So he is making some headlines by rescuing the women. The other women did not come out when Amanda came out, possibly because maybe they were still locked in their room, or they were afraid to come out, thinking that maybe he would come back and then, you know, they wouldn't be freed after all, and then they would have to have the repercussions of what had happened. So, you know, none of us really know how we would act in that situation, but I do believe if that were me, I would try to make a run for it like Amanda did, you know, because you're going to get beaten anyway. And so I thank God that the women are alive and that they're well, and you know they're going to have nightmares about this. This was a big part of their life, their youth that's just gone, that he stole from them. His brothers, he had 2 brothers, I think, that were arrested at the same time, but they have been let go, and they are now in protective custody of the police. I guess a lot of people are after them. But as it turns out, they had nothing to do with any of this. And, you know, if your next-door neighbor don't see anything going on, possibly the brothers didn't see anything going on either. And I think it was when Gina DeJesus, I believe, went missing. The kidnapper's son wrote a story. I think he wrote a journalist story, either in high school or for journalism or whatever, about her being missing and the effects that had on her family. You know, and he wrote that, and now he says that given the fact that his dad had her all this time, that he's just mortified, that there's no words. So, and he's also on suicide watch. So, you know, you know, most people say, well, let him commit suicide. No, keep him in there. Keep him locked up like he kept these girls locked up. Keep him in there. And let some of these big burly guys that's in there for life that have absolutely nothing to lose go in there and rape his ass every now and then. And then punch him in the stomach. And maybe steal his food and starve him a little bit. You know, that's what I would like to see done. But, you know, that's not the Christian way. Or the human way. But, nonetheless. So, what do you think about the girls? Do you think that he should be charged with 5 counts of murder for killing all of Michelle Knight's babies? I think he should. And until next time, bye-bye.